to Projection Project. My name is Rain. I'm your super awesome, epic, and cool host. And today I have with me Hasini.
Woohoo!
How do you feel to be on Projection Project?
I'm very excited. Oh my goodness. Like the topics we have, I'm ready to talk.
Phenomenal. Wonderful. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
The topics today are great.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to talk about today's topics. I'm surprised I never talked about some of these sooner. So whenever you came up with the first topic, I was like, oh, write that down.
Because, I don't know, I think I was scrolling on TikTok. Oh no, I wasn't. I lied. No, I was.
Lie.
But it was like included. I was scrolling on TikTok and like I saw someone shifting for like the same person as I was. And like I showed it to my brother and I was like, oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna block. and then yeah, me and my brother we had like a whole debate on it. So
all right. So Hasini kind of dipped it a little bit into the first topic, but so this is kind of, I mean, we've talked about jealousy before on the podcast, but it was more of like a different aspect. We talked about being jealous of another person's shifting journey, but now we're going to talk about jealousy with other people having the same or going for the same significant other as you. So how do you feel?
Me personally, I get jealous. I get super, super jealous. Like, I'll see them and I'm like, oh, I cannot like witness this. So block. It's nothing personal. It's not like, oh, I hate you. It's just like, this is kind of sad. Oh my gosh, like that's my person. Come on now. You know?
I actually haven't seen like many accounts for like people I'm shifting for.
Mhm.
Even though I feel like they're common, I guess they're not that common. Like, does that sound
Yeah,
even like if I do see them, like I'm not mad. I'm more like, hey, I found one.
that makes sense.
But like I feel like either people are really supportive or
Mhm.
people are like you and they're like blocked.
Blocked. No, my brother's different with like that whole thing. And he was like, why are you getting jealous? Like it's another reality, this, that. And I'm like, well, I understand it's another reality, but like if we're using that, oh, this reality is as real as the next. Like that's like seeing your significant other on a date with another person in a way. You know what I mean? And like of course you're going to get jealous. Jealousy is a normal emotion. Like I don't think there's anything with people getting jealous at all. I think it's normal. I mean, me personally, because I get super, super jealous.
I mean, I also think it's quite like it's normal. Like both reactions are completely
Mhm.
normal. I also think that like if they're like the same, but yours is going to be like different as well. Like
Yeah,
they're going to be similar, but they're going to be like slight differences.
yeah.
Like that, I almost said, does that make sense? But you would have said, yeah.
No, yeah. I completely get what you mean. Because, like, it's literally the way you interact with the person, depending on how, like, that whole thing's gonna go.
Which one do you think is more common, like with people in shift talk, the blocking or being really supportive?
I think on shift talk, I think it's more supportive. I think the jealousy is more normalized on shifting Twitter.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
second that.
Like,
I'm
it's
not
it's
even that much
crazy.
on shifting Twitter, but everything I see is like bad.
Yeah, it's a constant, I think, argument on there. So,
Yeah, I think I always see like supportiveness on
mm.
shift talk. Be like, oh my god, we're on the same person. Like, how are they like for you? Oh, they're that for you. They're this for me. Like, oh my
It's
god.
really sweet. Don't get me wrong. It's really sweet. Like I think it's like absolutely adorable. Like seeing people interact like that. I just can't. I wish I could.
Blocked.
I just can't. I'm just like, oh, blocked.
I know some people are like they're kind of like a mix of both. Where if it's like a really common character, they're not that mad. But if it's someone like
Yeah,
pretty like niche or like someone, it's either like from a place that's like a place to shift to that's not that common, or a character that's not really common to shift for, they will do that.
that's definitely me with my main
Anyway,
DR at the moment. Like the things I was sending you guys, I was over it. I was like, no, that's my man. No, no.
anyway, did you have anything else to say about jealousy with shifting for another person as you?
No, I don't think so. Just like basically what I said before. It's a normal emotion. I'm not gonna get mad at people for like blocking me if I have the same DR significant other as them because I completely understand. It's also like a boundary thing, I think. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't really like care if like I mean I don't really talk about significant others that much in my
hmm
account, but I wouldn't really care if like people like were mad or not. I shouldn't say mad, like, but like blocked me for that reason. If like people
yeah,
were like, I would be nothing against people
exactly.
blocked me because of that.
My block list is long. I can show you.
Same though because I blocked people I went to school with,
Oh my gosh, I
and
need to
then
go
like I
back.
blocked accounts that I don't. It's okay, but like I talk. Okay, Moon and I. If you guys don't, and if you guys didn't listen, or if you guys forgot, Moon and I talked about it's okay to block creators that you don't like rather
Oh
than
yeah,
giving them hate.
yeah.
Anyway, um, no more on jealousy.
No more on jealousy.
Okay. Anyway, moving on to no more jealousy. These two topics are like kind of intertwined,
hmm
um, but like also not. They both are revolved around like scripting and scripts. Kind of touchy subjects. Um, so I guess we'll talk about. Well, this was like okay. We'll talk about this one first,
hmm
and this one was like a huge disagreement. I would say for like a good while too, and it's that scripts aren't guaranteed.
Oh.
How do you feel about this?
Okay, I definitely agree that like scripts aren't guaranteed and it's literally due to like perception. How do I explain that? Like, hmm. Oh, so Ben made a whole video basically on this. Explained that like I'm losing the
Like Benny
words.
Frankie, if you guys don't know who Ben is,
Yes. I'm losing the
get
words.
on the podcast. Go listen to that episode.
Take over
Is
for
it
me
okay
for a
to
second.
obsess over your DRs?
Yeah,
Go listen.
for real. Take over for me for a second. I gotta like think. How
Okay,
is this?
so I agree that scripts aren't guaranteed. Um, it's I think in my opinion, Ben talked about this in the video.
hmm
It's all based upon how you act there.
Yeah.
Because if you act like it's a fantasy, which so many people think it's their sick fucking fantasy, that's
Woo!
okay. Yeah, if you act like it's like a fantasy there, it's not gonna like go according to plan, quote unquote.
yeah.
And then if you script stuff, this is kind of leaning into the other topic.
hmm
If you script stuff that doesn't make sense with the plot and like doesn't make sense like at all, like it doesn't I don't know how to explain this. Like it doesn't like I said, like it doesn't make sense. There's no way for it to happen. It's not gonna happen because it
Exactly.
doesn't make sense. Does that
Exactly.
make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Am I making
Like,
sense?
okay, so you're taking like a huge plot, like a plot point out, and then you want to replace it with something else, or like you want something certain to happen. But that key point that you want to happen will not happen because you took that important plot piece out. Like, if you're going to say like, "Oh, I'm gonna take this like huge chunk out," like its importance is going to be gone. So like if there's something that correlates to that part you took out, how do you expect that to happen without the part that you took out? Like
Exactly. Like things aren't gonna play out like they were supposed to. Things are the
yeah.
history is gonna be different.
hmm
You're like the history that you once knew is not gonna be like that anymore. It's gonna be
Yeah,
completely you're basically rewriting history.
exactly. I think like a big or like an example I see of this a lot is when people script out the battle of Hogwarts. Like I feel like if you're going to script that out, you have to script out like multiple things too alongside with it. Like you have to basically
Yeah, yeah.
rewrite it, you know. Like and especially if you're going to go like plot wise, okay. Like I know a lot of people like script out Voldemort, right? But then they also want it to go according to plot, which sometimes I'm like, okay, how do you expect the plot to happen? Because the plot is kind of based around Voldemort and Harry's like fight, you know?
Yeah, you guys need to think more about like the plot has to make sense. You guys are
Mhm.
making it make sense. You guys, like, if you want to
Exactly.
do like no Battle of Hogwarts, you basically have to get rid of like everything in the second Wizarding
Yeah.
War that's involved. So like
Yeah.
it has to start around like basically like second year, right? Like Chamber of
Hmm.
Secrets with everything with like Tom Riddle and all that garbage.
Yeah.
Like you have to get rid of that, and then Voldemort showing up at the Triwizard Tournament. You have to get
Just
rid of all this
everything
shit.
needs to go away. Like, I'm not gonna dive too much into my DR, but like mine is basically just all the Harry Potter characters, me, my friends, we're just hanging out. Like, there's no plot. We're just vibing with ones.
Yeah, because
Woo!
I got rid of the first Wizarding War in my
Mhm.
Marauders Door, because I was like, I don't want this. I just scripted
Yeah.
out everything. I was like, no.
No. Like,
No.
I can't deal with all that.
Because, like, also, yeah, also because I see what, like, you're going with.
Hmm.
Also, with people Marvel script out Infinity War and Endgame, but they're scripting everything leading up, like, they're keeping
Yes.
the plot the same leading up to it. Like, what's the point? Things are
Exactly.
probably still likely to happen because
Hmm.
things are leading up to it.
Exactly. Like, there's obviously gonna be something big there. But the thing is, like, what are you expecting to come out of that? Because if everything's leading up to that, or like, or things that come after that correlate to what happened in Infinity War and Endgame, how do you expect those things to happen if that battle didn't happen? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Like, you have to. I don't think people realize if you change the plot, how much the plot, quote
Hmm.
unquote, is gonna change to your DR.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta, or if you're only script taking one thing out, but if it's a big thing in like
Hmm.
the history there, how much it's really gonna affect things.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gotta think this through sometimes.
Oh my gosh, wait, we should put a little disclaimer. This is not us saying that you have to stick to the plot for every one of your DRs ever.
Oh
We're
yeah,
just saying be cautious about what you do with if you're rewriting.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
think
yeah.
about it.
I think I've talked about like be careful following the plot in some DRs. I think I talked about it in a podcast episode.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one. Listen, okay. To be fair, I only listened to the podcast episodes twice, and then I never
Mhm.
listened to them ever again. So I'm so sorry to people out there if I repeat topics, if I repeat shit, and that's
Mhm.
why. It's because I never listened to them again. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. But yeah, like be like if you do follow the plot, be careful
Hmm.
because things can be very dangerous.
Yeah. The other thing is like maybe okay, let's say your plot lasts over like a decade, right? But there's still gonna be things after that. There's gonna be things that are affected by that. Like it's not like it just ends after what you scripted. And I think a lot of people also need to realize that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. I think a lot of people only think about like the small like yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
Only think about like that like 5 year time frame or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't think about afterwards. Not so a lot of people think about before because they like script stuff for before like
Yes.
their
Hmm.
history, like maybe some schooling, like their
Hmm.
like family life,
Definitely,
stuff like
definitely.
that. But they don't really think about after like
Yeah.
at all. They like maybe some people I know have talked about like leaving after like all the important stuff. I'm like, what are
Hmm.
you doing?
Yeah.
What are you
like
doing?
like yes, it's a personal choice, but like why? Like are you not gonna get like emotionally attached to like all your friends and family there or
I I I know. I'm like, what? I plus
like
it's like there's
them
still
haven't even
interesting stuff happening afterwards, and you're still making or like having
yeah.
like relationships with the wait that was bad. Having friendly relationships, not
Yeah,
even
like
like maybe
connection. Hmm.
relationships with these people, and like maybe making a family and like
Right.
working a job, like things like
Like
that.
there's things that happen afterwards. Like it's not like I feel like because when people script scenarios, I think it's the scenarios that are the big part for this whole thing. Is when they script scenarios, they're like, "Oh, this is a plot point. This is a plot point. Like I'm excited for this to happen. But what is there after?" Like instead of like being like, "What is there after?" Be excited for it because like things will spiral. Like the domino effect is real, guys.
Yeah, in like some DRs, I'm kind of like not like excited, but I'm kind of curious to know what happens
Yeah.
afterwards because like some places kind of leave it as like a cliffhanger as to what
Hmm.
happens. Like I want to know. I
Yeah.
want to know what happens.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like with other people who have like same DRs, I want to know how it differs from theirs, just so we can
Right.
talk about it.
Right. Like I feel like I keep using examples like Harry Potter as an example.
I use Harry Potter and
I use
Marvel as an
Harry
example all
like
the time.
because I feel like those are like kind of like the big shifting
The
communities.
big three. Okay, we
The big
got
three.
Marvel, Harry Potter,
Avatar?
Stranger Things.
Oh, I don't know. I just see a lot of Avatar now.
Yeah, I want to say I'm gonna go not even Avatar because some people don't want to go there. I'm going with
Oh,
Stranger Things still. Okay, big
okay.
three.
Okay, Stranger Things.
Avatar. Nope. Sorry.
Right after you said no Avatar.
Okay. I want to say Stranger Things, Harry Potter, Marvel are the big three on Shift Talk.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, go
But
back.
yeah, like after Hogwarts, people are like, "Oh, I'll just shift back." Okay, but like there's still things there. Like you've made those connections. Say you're friends with the Golden Trio, like you're still gonna be like BFFs with them. Like, are you just gonna leave them behind? I mean, obviously, it's a personal choice. If you're done, you're done. You don't have to go back. You're not like obligated to do anything that you don't want to. But it's just like, are you guys not planning on staying? I'm planning on staying.
Yeah, there's still
No,
like so much more.
there's so
Like,
much
are you
more.
guys only interested in the school
In the
part?
school, like I understand that's like the big part of like
The
the
plot.
franchise. Yeah. But it's just like what about like their jobs like and everything? Like I
And
think
like
that'd be
maybe like
cool.
their kids. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
they're kids. Like that's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because like my Marauders one focus around us outside of Hogwarts
Hmm.
in like adult jobs.
Oh, that's so
I
cute.
know, right? Okay. Like it's interesting to see what happens after the
After
plot.
the plot, yeah.
And plus, like I like hearing about people's like after the plot
Hmm.
DRs. Like a lot of times, it's like it's still like there's still like drama and things that happen, but
Yeah.
it's more relaxing than like a lot of times it's people like settling down.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice
Yeah, I
to
like
like
it.
listen to. I think it's like really cute and sweet.
You want to know what I can't stand
What?
is double standards like on Shift Talk, Shift Twitter.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
literally see it everywhere. And
It's always with the minors and the adults.
I
Every single time.
I
Every single time.
here's what I'm going to talk about. I can think of about a few things that I've seen double
Mhm.
standards with. And it's with this is what it just started with
Mhm.
people saying that adults are going for minors
Mhm.
when they're not, when they're like aging for I know we've already talked about adults
Yeah.
versus minors and like aging and like yeah, all that. But
Mhm.
this is with double standards, so it's different.
Yes.
I've seen it happen to several different adults where they're only calling out certain adults but not other adults. I'm
Yeah.
like, but we're not like, and but they're I don't know, like this whole thing. It's and then the other one. This is just with like anyone
Uh-huh.
is DR core memories where they call
Mhm.
out certain creators for lying, but then
Oh,
they're like praising other creators.
yes.
What?
That I completely don't understand whatsoever. Like I will never understand the double standards, especially like how do I explain this? I don't know how to explain this, but the core memory thing I see so much. I'm like, how are you gonna tell this person it's not a core memory? They experienced it. Like,
I see it like everywhere. Like I've seen it where like people are like this. This is like a core memory. Like
mhm.
I know, and someone's like, "How would you know if you haven't shifted? Like you must be lying." And then I
Like
saw other
it's
people talking about it. They're like, "Oh my god, like that's so cool! Like here's one of mine." I'm like, "What the
right.
fuck is happening?"
Like I don't understand. I also think that like how do you explain this? I don't know how to explain this. But
Like
it's just like adding on to like what you were saying, basically.
those were just like the two things that I thought of
Mhm.
offhand that I see double standards with. But with the like, I did a really bad job explaining like the adult, like where people say that adults are going for minors, but like they're age like, but we're like aging them up. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's
It's
100% weird. Like I think people need to understand that like they're also not gonna stay kids forever.
like most of the time, as an
Hmm.
adult speaking,
Hmm.
we liked them whenever we were children first. Like for
Yeah.
example, with the Harry Potter movies, we watched them as children.
And that's
First.
when you like them.
Yes.
That's what people need to
But then
understand.
obviously and I know this has happened with like other characters like
Mm-hmm.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is a
Yeah.
really common one as well, where
Mm-hmm.
people grow up, but the
Yeah.
characters are still kind of younger. I believe they're like teenagers.
Yeah.
But like if we watched them as kids and teenagers first, we weren't fucking adults and then
Yeah. It's not like you guys were adults and be like, oh, this is a child. I find this tragic.
I
No.
love this kid.
Like, that's
Yeah.
not what it is at all. Like,
I
oh my
know,
goodness.
like it's like a nostalgic feeling knowing that we're outgrowing a character that we love.
Yes. And I'm feeling that right now. Like, it's like, oh my god, I'm leaving all of these.
Oh yeah, because you're almost 18.
Yeah. Like, my whole thing right now is
all
like,
those child haters.
oh my goodness.
You're gonna be like, oh, you're an adult now. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm gonna be like, oh, I just turned
Get all
18.
the children
Whoa.
in your comments.
Oh my goodness, that is so scary.
You can't shift Ron anymore because you're an adult.
It's just like, it's not even like that. Also, like, basically, you're shifting in the timeline to where they're your age. You're not shifting, and like, okay, say I was like 23 years old. I'm not shifting, and then everyone else be 13. They're also gonna be 23. Like, please, like, I need people to understand that. It's so.
I don't know, man.
Like,
also, because like I saw this thing. Well, now that this creator isn't on shifttok anymore, I could talk about this on the podcast without getting canceled.
mm-hmm.
Well, this creator said that it was only okay to like for adults to go like sim for like sim is a bad word, like be attracted to younger characters if they were children first before like liking them, but I'm saying that, but it was only the only place I said it was okay for was Harry Potter, and I was like, there are multiple places where we were kids first liking them, like After the Last Airbender, Percy Jackson. I could name like 5 places off the top of my head.
Yeah.
It's like multiple book series. That's like multiple shows that people are going to. Like
I think like Spider-Man, like Spider-Man can be roped into that too.
Like they said that we could only go to Harry Potter because that was the only place that we want. Like, are you insane? I wish I had a screenshot of it, but I do not.
I don't know. They've just said some very questionable things. I'm glad they're gone off shifttok.
Okay, what?
Just glad they're gone off shifttok. They've said some very interesting things.
Oh yeah, they said that was the only place we could go to, and I was like, "Are you insane?" Wow. Anyway, they're gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they deleted the video whenever I tried to hunt for it.
Oh.
That was before they left.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, those are just some of the double standards that I could think of off the top of my head. Also, have you ever had a DR core memory?
I have, actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna dive too much into it. I don't like talking about my DRs like that. But which one do I want to talk about? I'll do a simple one.
Hang on. Hold the phone.
I'm looking for multiple DRs. Yeah. So, we can talk about my Harry Potter one because this is from my old DR, not the newer one.
Like the new, like revamped.
I did revamp Harry Potter DR because I shifted there and I didn't like it. Well, I was scared. We can get into that another time, but I was terrified. Specifically of Lucius. That man is scary. Okay, I looked at him and I was like, oh. No. And now he's my uncle, so.
Oh yeah. My god, what the?
So, I'm scared of him, and I basically revamped so then I wouldn't have to interact with him or Draco or Narcissa, like just that entire side of the family. And then, next thing you know, I do the whole group DR with my best friend, and now he's my cousin, and Lucius is my uncle, because Sirius is my dad. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Back to the memory. I was at the Burrow. I woke up and it was like wintertime, and I guess we were there for like Christmas break, Christmas holiday, and like I just woke up and I saw like snow and everything, and I was like, oh, this is cute.
That's so pretty.
Yeah, and George was there trying to wake me up. I hate George. Okay, like that's the one thing with me. I hate George. I don't hate him.
You just hear boo.
We're just
boo.
Oh! I'm just kidding, guys. I don't hate George. He's like BFF,
Guys.
but we
We'll
butt
be
heads a little
fine.
bit. Mm-mm. Fred is a better twin. No, I'm just kidding, guys. That's a controversy right there. I'm joking. I swear.
Hi guys, welcome to the shifting controversy episode. The
The,
actual controversy is that Fred is the better twin.
yeah, the actual controversy is that the twins are the worst. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I swear. I swear. I love the twins with all my heart. I love all the Weasleys. Yeah.
How did you know they were DR core memories?
I think you just have a feeling. Like for me, it was just a feeling because it was more like, oh, it came to me and I just knew that it wasn't just me imagining a type of scenario. How do I explain this without just sounding like I'm just like, you just know, you just know, if that makes sense.
Because I don't know if I've ever had one. Because there are some DRs where I know certain things are gonna happen, but I didn't even script in. I've talked about this in a past episode. I've talked about how I don't really script in scenarios. But there are things where I just know are bound to either things are bound to happen, or wait, I phrased it wrong. Where I'm bound to see someone at a certain time, even though I didn't script it, or things are gonna happen. That makes no sense. Okay, well I was super vague with it, but I don't think it's a core memory.
Oh, well, I wouldn't consider that a core memory. I would just consider it a memory because why would that be a core memory? But
Snow and George.
Just Snow and George. George's hot ass breath. My God, I'm gonna have so much beef with that man in my DR. You better watch out because the Panthers are on, and I'm gonna win.
I remember there was a theory being thrown around about DR memories. I wish I could remember what it was. Hang on, I wonder if I could find it. Okay, I lied. I can't find it.
It's okay.
It was someone was what if this is actually a DR memory? Blah blah. I wish I could remember what the first half of it was though. But I kind of agreed. But the video was several months ago, and that's gonna eat away at me.
Yeah, it's
fame DRs. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Do you think it's how do you feel on it? How do you feel on it?
Okay, so I see a lot of people disagreeing with having fame DRs because they're like, oh, but they're real people, this, that. Once again, tying back into your DR is a real place, no matter if you're shipping for characters from a fictional universe or not, they become real people. So regardless, I think it's as normal as shifting to Harry Potter, to shift to a fame DR. And I think the debate over that comes from having a significant other, a celebrity significant other. Yeah, that's the big thing. But I think it's normal. It's just you're going to a reality where you're famous. That's the only difference.
I didn't really know it was a big debate until you told me.
I kind of knew I see it a lot.
Is it bigger on Twitter than it is on TikTok?
I think I first started seeing it on TikTok because this was when everyone was branching away from Harry Potter and going to other realities also, and people started talking about DRs where they're dating a celebrity or this, that, and then people are like, no, you can't do this, that's weird, this, that, and I was always like, wait, but if they're real people, wouldn't it be the same thing? And I genuinely didn't think that a lot of people thought differently, and it's it surprises me a lot. Me personally, I used to have a fame DR. I don't have one anymore because it doesn't interest me. I have an influencer DR. I mean, I guess they're the same. It's just what I do is different. I do social media instead of something else. But yeah.
I think that I'm in the same boat as you were wait, aren't they they're everyone's a real person in their reality. I didn't know it was that big of a debate. I know that fame DRs are actually not that common. I don't see them that often.
Yeah, they're really not.
I think that might be why, but I also think people might be in the same boat as me where if I were to create one, I would not talk about it on my account.
Yeah.
because I've had thoughts about having a fame DR for a while, and like in the past I've had like it's been in like my maybe pile for like a long time, but now I think I'm at the point where I don't really know if I'd make one, but I wouldn't really talk about it on my account for like just a few reasons, probably because like it would be super in depth. Just how I talked about last episode, I wouldn't want people copying me.
Yes.
And just, I mean, this is kind of going against what I agreed with, but it's talking about quote unquote real, like it has people.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. Like them seeing it, like
Yeah,
you don't want to weird them out, if that makes sense.
like I get like that,
yeah,
but
I get that completely.
I wouldn't post it on my account for that reason.
Like I'm very cautious when, like, I'm posting about my influencer DR. Like, though, I think the only one where I kind of state who my significant other is like on my little shifting Instagram, because like it's only like you guys, you know, like it's not public, you know. I wouldn't post that on public, but everything else is just like who my friends are, and I think that's like okay, as long as it's not really posting about the significant other, because I don't want it to be like weird.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who I know who have them are like just like some of my mutuals, like that's it. And like some of my mutuals are not even like technically like shifting accounts, so they don't ever post about them.
Yeah.
So it's technically not public, and that's it. I don't know many, like I can't name like any accounts that like are not mutuals of mine that don't have fame DRs. I think it's because they started dying down once people kind of realized, like, oh yeah, like they could see this at any point.
Yeah, I think that's like the big thing with fame DRs and influencer DRs. Like when I say influencer DRs, like streamer DRs, YouTuber DRs, whatever, like everything falls into that.
I think it's more common for like an influencer or a YouTuber or streamer to see it.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm very, very cautious with what I post. Like,
it's like someone could tag them and then they could easily see it. Which is why I think YouTuber, streamer, influencer DRs are not more common. Because I feel like people would love it, except for that they could easily find it.
Yeah. It's very scary.
Yeah, I would be terrified of like my favorite YouTuber like finding something.
And then being like, oh, this is weird. I'd cry, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever thought about creating like a YouTuber DR. The fact that like every like young kid though, it's like, I want to make a YouTube channel. Do kids still think that?
I don't know.
Or now it's like, I want to be TikTok famous.
Probably that.
But like YouTube is still big though.
It is. I'm not sure.
Hey, if you're young out there, please
someone answer. The 12-year-olds, come on.
Comment down below on my YouTube projection project. I realized I said it wrong on the last podcast episode. It's only 3 1s, not 11. It's just 1. Wait, 1. Projection project 111 is the YouTube channel. So if you couldn't find it, sorry, that was my fault. Go subscribe right now. Comment down below. Like
right now.
Comment.
Subscribe.
If you, I don't know. Comment code.
Smack that subscribe button.
Comment code.
And I'll give you $1 million.
Comment code RAIN for 10% off your.
Oh my goodness.
Purchase for something.
Kim Kardashian. Sorry.
Kim Kardashian.
Oh my goodness.
Kim Anyway. Dude, did you see that on my news video? I like started talking like it was YouTube and I was like, I can't do this no more.
Yes. You're like, wait a minute.
I literally had to stop myself and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I've been doing the podcast too much recently. Which people are loving the new that I'm back active again. So thank you guys for being so supportive, because people were like, I wish you were active more. And I'm like, sorry, I have no ideas
right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally just that I'm idealist, so sorry. Sorry.
Zoinks.
Anyway, do you have more you want to say about like fame DRs, influencer?
No, I think that's like the big thing. Like,
Yeah, I totally forgot about them being like unethical
mm-hmm.
or not.
Not
Whatever.
unethical.
Not
People
unethical.
thinking it's
Sorry, that was
unethical.
a bad word. I was gonna. I had another thing I wanted to say, and I forgot.
Shifting consequences, or not scripting consequences?
Shifting
Shifting
consequences.
consequences. You'll never be normal again. Like,
Oh wait, we never really talked about this.
yeah.
We like kind of touched into it, not really, and we meant to talk about this back about how shit scripts aren't guaranteed, and then we forget. So it was how scripting actions have dire consequences, and we kind of talked about it. Wait, did we talk about it? No, we didn't.
I think we talked about it a little bit, as in like it creates a domino effect.
Yeah,
But we should.
we kind of talked about it, but we didn't really like talk about it. And I made a video a while ago, like it was like things shifttok isn't ready to hear, and this was one of them. And people didn't really understand this, but I also worded it poorly.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, if you script something, it's kind of like be ready what you scripted, because if you scripted something and then you end up not liking it, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Like, and then if it's people are like, oh, I can just go back and like script it and change it.
No, like that's still.
If it's too
you
late,
have that experience.
If it's too late, no.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Like, you can't just experience it, go back and be like, oh, it's gonna be changed, I'll be fine. No, you have
This isn't
that
a
experience.
fantasy.
Like, come on now. Like, it's not a fantasy. It always revolves back to your DR being a real place. Every single time, without fail, it always comes back to that.
Because people think that this is like their like story that they get to change and like rewind and relive again. No,
like,
these
yes,
are real people. This is real life. This is a real experience. This is not some story, some fantasy that you are living and playing God in.
Yeah, like okay, you're scripting this, that. Like we've said before, it's not guaranteed. It's 100% not guaranteed. Say, okay, Marvel DR, right? You're scripting this super insane battle and like you fail this, that. That's gonna have consequences. That's gonna have like, I don't know. People are probably gonna yell at you for failing that mission, first of all. You're gonna feel like complete shit for failing that mission. You're gonna be very tired. Fighting isn't easy. It's not easy. Like you have to think like, okay, yeah, plot, drama, whatever. But you have emotions, you are gonna feel those things. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you script like you and like your best friend get into a fight for some drama, think about the outcomes of that.
Yeah.
You could lose your best friend. You could lose like your friend group because of the argument that you and your best friend got into. Like you could lose like your boyfriend or girlfriend because of that. There are a lot of things that could happen because of just that argument and that fight between you and your best friend.
And not only that, like you could end up hating everyone else too, right? You guys are yelling. You don't know what's going to happen in that argument. You could find out things that you didn't want to know.
Yeah.
There's just so much that can happen. Like, there's so much more things to than just the overview of what you script.
Because you kind of have to be... It's kind of like a be careful what you wish for moment. Yeah. It's a monkey's paw thing.
Definitely.
So also, if you've never read The Monkey's Paw, read it and then come back. And you're going to realize really it's a be careful what you wish for.
Yes. I've never read it, but I agree.
I'm going to give you an overview. So basically, the monkey's paw is like, it's a monkey's paw, but it's like a wishing thing. And these parents lost their kid, and they basically wish that their kid would come back. And died. And then they hear a pounding at the door. And one of the parents, I believe it's the dad, is like runs to go open the door, but the mom's like, wait. All you wished was for him to come back. Think about it.
Is he coming back?
That kid is a fucking skeleton, rotted, ugly shit. If you open that door, that's not what the dialogue was. But the mom was like, "You weren't specific enough whenever you wished for it." But yeah, but that's basically. So then they realized they were like, never mind. So then I'm pretty sure they undid it. And then they opened the door and he was gone. Like, it was gone. But basically, you have to be careful what you wish for because of stuff like that. You have to be way... Sorry, Hasini is dying. Yeah, it's either you're not either you have to be way more specific or don't wish for it at all. Because of the monkey's paw. Did you like that?
Yeah. Sorry. The monkey's paw came and attacked me.
It's way more specific than that. It's like a crazy story. But it's basically a story that teaches you be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, it's kind of like there was more I was gonna say about scripting actions have zero consequences. Oh. Nope, I forgot it.
Oh.
Woo! It was like relating. It was before I said the monkey's paw thing, and then you started dying because I had to explain what the monkey's paw was. It was about like people having like a sick fantasy.
Oh, is it them like scripting and trauma and stuff?
Oh, okay. It wasn't exactly that, but it was. I think it's because so many people want to have a main character moment, but most of the time, you guys have to realize that main characters don't want that main character moment. Because the main characters go through so much shit. Think about it. Harry Potter goes through everything, and he was already a depressed, traumatized kid growing up, okay? Think about it. And then Katniss, in that same boat. Katniss Everdeen had a shitty life, gets reaped into the Hunger Games. She literally didn't want it. She volunteered for her younger sister. Yeah. That was her quote-unquote main character moment that almost got her killed a million times. Okay, other main character, Percy Jackson, almost died a million times, okay? Even though he's such a great character. I mean, he is a good character. But, like, almost died a million times. Is almost dying worth it to be the main character?
Exactly. Like,
it's not.
Like, I understand. I want comfort from these people. Do it somewhere, so in a different way. Don't almost die.
You don't want that main character.
You don't want,
you want the spotlight of the main character, but you don't want to live through what the main character had to live through.
Because I can guarantee you, like, you shift there, talk to them about what happened, they will probably want to die instead of having to live knowing what happened.
Yeah, because even in, like, the Shadow and Bone trilogy, Alina, who is the main character, says she didn't want this. She's like, I didn't want this. I just want my old life back.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it.
It's not.
You to script all this stuff and then for it to flip back on you. So be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for. 100%.
Anyway, sorry, we wanted to talk about that sooner, but we forgot.
Yeah. Oops.
Yippee. Yeah, we be forgetting things 24/7. Half the time, whenever we film stuff, we're like, what were we talking about? And they're like, we were talking about this, and then we were talking about that, and
what else? What else?
I think that was that was everything I wanted to talk about with scripting actions have consequences. Because that's, I think, the example I used on the video that I filmed, because someone asked what I meant. And rather than, like, the video response in, like, a comment chain, I said, like, the example of, like, you scripting that you were in love with someone, you realize you didn't love them, which is the example that, going back to Ben's video, Ben used the exact same example, but I think I filmed that, I don't remember which video was filmed first. Now it seems like I was copying Ben if I was filmed after it. God damn it.
I mean, it's a good example, though.
I think I used the same example of falling in love. And because it's a really easy example.
Yeah, exactly. It puts it into perspective a lot.
I filmed that video a while. It was like early this year, but I think Ben filmed that video last year. Fuck. Anyway, okay, Ben, if you're listening, I promised I didn't copy.
Okay, we love Ben.
Pinky promise. Yeah, I use the example of, like, falling in love with someone. You realize you didn't love them, so then you have to break up with them or, like, do all that other nonsense. And then you kind of, like, ruin that. You could ruin, most of the time it ruins the relationship with that other person. And then instantly that person commented back, well, couldn't you just script it out and change that? You're not in charge of that other person.
Yeah, like, they can get hurt, like, really hurt, you know? And then that also, like we were saying, getting into an argument with someone and how that can branch off. That can branch off. Like, you need to think about how that affects not only you, but other people as well.
Yeah, because, like, if you can fix that without scripting on your own, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just gonna take time. Like, if you're, no, I shouldn't say grown up. If you're mature enough, You can
Mm-hmm.
fix it on your own without scripting.
Yeah,
It's just gonna take a lot of time because
it
wounds
is.
need to heal before you try
And
and reopen
patience.
them.
Patience is key. I think a lot of you shifters need to realize patience is key. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta call you guys out a little bit. Love
Myself
you.
included.
No, me too. Me too. But
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No.
Okay, because I did not either. Okay. So this had no, I was kidding. Anyway, so this okay, so this has been episode. Can you believe that this has been the 23rd episode?
Oh my goodness.
Slaughterhouse.
Oh, and I said, and when I just came up with a random age, I said 23.
I just
23 and
never
14.
realized that. That's
Wow.
insane.
That's
Anyway,
that's crazy.
yeah, because in the podcast Q&A video, I said that there's been over 20 episodes, which is like
Wow.
insane. Anyway, couldn't have done this without you guys. Like, no, but like for real. Anyway, yeah,
Best
this is the
podcast out
20.
there.
But this has been the 23rd episode, if you guys can believe it, or not including the bloopers episodes. Which, keep your eyes peeled for a blooper episode sometime after this. It's gonna be, okay, the dogs are in that. But keep your eyes peeled for a blooper episode. It's gonna be coming out sometime soon or a little bit after this. It's gonna have all of the episodes that came out after the third blooper episode, which has been like I think like 6 episodes. So it's gonna be a pretty long and funny blooper episode. I think that's everything for now. So thank you, Hasini, for coming on.
Thank
Everyone
you for
clap it
having
up.
me.
Yeah, this is your reminder again. If you haven't subscribed to Projections Project's YouTube channel, listen to all the other episodes if you have not. And thank you guys for listening to this episode.
Bye.
Bye.